Now this is practical. This is very practical. Right there is the Yamuna Devi, beautiful place. And this, see, this is just a, you put like this, you put it up here, you get a little bamboo, put a little plastic on top, and then you got the nice cow shed. You collect all the cow stool in the back. Everything is practical. Ah, Haribo, Puja. Yeah. She's, the little cow's a little reckless today. No, this is practical. Instead of wasting so much money, this is a practical thing. And the cows are happy. They can go down there and drink the water they want to. They got, and they got enough to eat too. And good stuff to eat. Of course, you know, America and them, this standard is very bad. Nah, forget it. You guys, that's mud. You know, that's mud. That's Mother Nature. This is the cow. If I look into the cow's eye, this cow's hard to get look in its eyes, but if you can look in the cow's eye, you get a hormone, which is related to oxygen. Yeah, this guy's eye will give you a hormone that's related to human oxygen. You can look it up and everything, but it's one of the best hormones a human being could have. But it doesn't come from a dead cow, you guys. It comes from a live cow. There is a language. Try to figure it out. You know, it doesn't take too much intelligence. I don't have to go to some scientist or something like that. This little animal can project. Is that not talking? Come on, idiots. Is this an animal not talking to me? They shed tears if you don't treat them right. Is it not talking to me? Idiots. This animal, little calf, is the closest thing to human. The relationship between a human and cow is so close. Not like a rat, and excuse me, not like a dog. Dog cannot come to the status of a little calf. And that calf, what language does it speak? Oh, does it write its language? No, it doesn't have to. Naturally, the calf will project this vision. Just a vision of the calf is a language. Just like a child, you don't ask them, you know, please recite everything in Hindi or English or something like that. You know that he can communicate. He's not an idiot. You don't treat it like an idiot. So this calf can communicate. The communication of the animal is different, but the language is the same. Not only that, but this language goes to your heart. If you let it. If the only thing you can see is it on your dinner table, especially the leader in the Vatican City, he has to eat one of these guys because that's his best meal. And they even have a goshala. Yeah, they have a goshala right at where he lives, so they can kill, cook, and instantly give him everything. Oh, I think he's a little mad because that transmission, these are powerful animals. The transmission of a calf. Now, if you don't believe me, there was a study done by the Indian Council of Medical Research, which sometimes you call the AIMS. They did a study, and they did a study on the blood that falls from animals that were killed. So they went to a slaughterhouse, and they got the blood that falls from animals killed and looked it up. when they took it to the laboratory, what is produced from that is a higher grade of a bad virus. Yeah, it's not just a bad virus, but it's a grade up from the previous virus. In other words, you're giving strength to a bad virus. You're killing a cow or calf, and it's getting back at you, boys. It's getting back at you. You're going to have a stronger virus that can kill you. Because when you kill that animal and the blood falls on the earth, Mother Earth, in the form of a cow, she says, okay, you killed it, it will kill you. So the way it'll kill you is by a virus that'll kill you. Whether it comes out as a virus or else another disease or something, that's not to be even known by us. But certainly, it is a foolish thing to kill, especially an animal like that, you know. An animal so easy to take care of and gives you so much good milk. Because, you know, you cannot meet the standard. Sorry, boys. You put the stamp A2 milk to the milk that's in India, thinking that it's a different gradation and it's not as good as the A1. Well, the A1, you've done some genetics, and you have made the A1 from the introduction of a pig. A specific part of the pig is introduced into cows, and they change from their normal status of a Indian daisy cow with a hump on the back. The hump is now gone, and then they become a cow that can give more milk, but the milk is actually not good for the humans. Yes, it's not good for the humans. Why? Because the sugar acts differently. The sugar from the A1 doesn't act in relationship in a good way for human beings. The A2 sugar that's in the milk, that is perfect for not Americans, for any human being. So what you've actually done by making your A1 cows that you specifically say are so good, your beautiful A1 now. See, he's giving gur. Yeah, he has to give me a little gur too. Yeah, see, he will give me no, todo. Yeah, todo. Okay, now look here. Now look, little calf, you look at me, my eyes. Hey, oh, ouch. Oh, you are so beautiful. Okay. Yeah, you can't, I'm not saying one entity is less than another entity, but in the cow families, this is the Gir cow, and Krishna drank Gir cow milk. Yeah, these cows are well known in the place in Gujarat near Dwarka, and Krishna didn't have the cows on the island of Dwarka. Ha, you can't get me. No, they're fun. They are fun. Haribo Nandu. Yeah. Yeah, they are fun. Yeah. You couldn't have all the cows on Dwarka because that was, up-to-date city and everything. So they had the cows off of Dwarka on the mainland of Gujarat. And there were thousands of them. And then they would bring the milk to Dwarka. And that's why the Gir cow. Well, the Gir cow has a stomach that can digest anything that's green. It doesn't have to have a specific type of food to digest it and produce milk. So Gir in that way means forest, wandering forest. Now, this shows that the Gir cow, it'll reach up and try to eat the leaves off of a tree. It's not just looking for stuff on the floor, but actually it'll reach up and start eating the leaves off the trees and everything. So it's very special cow because this gives such a variety. And also it gives so much strength to the cow's stomach, and it gives strength to the cow's milk. So the Gir cow is so much potency in there. And what is the overall potency of milk is that it is a brain stimulator. Yeah, it stimulates the brain. Now, other types of sugars, they may have some activity that's good, but almost all those types of sugar are too hard for the brain to assimilate and grab strength from it. Now, I'm just saying this because I went to the agriculture university, and in the agriculture university, I gave a class. I didn't just give one class. I gave about 4 classes in the agriculture university, and this is a big agriculture university in Mathura. And then I was asked by the dean to please come to his room and tell me why I walked in. Well, I was giving the students a class from a book by Maheshwari. Maheshwari was the head of the Maheshwari colony back in Mumbai. Not just any place, but he was the head of the Maheshwari colony in Mumbai. And he had asked us to stay at his place in Mumbai. And it was real near the Indian Times building, so it's a good place, So me and him, we went to different cow sheds, especially the cow shed where Radha Rasa Bihari from the ISKCON temple get their milk. And we took pictures with the Gir cow. So this person had made a study. He was an expert in homeopathy and everything, and he had made a deep study. So he wrote a book, a small little pamphlet, and so I was giving my little lecture out of that pamphlet, and it talked about the difference of the sugar, which is a very important part. So then I was asked by Mr. Singh to come to his office, and of course he got very angry, and he said, no longer you come into this place to give your class without first informing me what you're going to talk about. Because this is total nonsense that a sugar will act different than another sugar. It's only the same chemical, same chemical. But now we're getting a little bit more advanced, and and we're finding out that is not true. There's different sugars, and they do different things. So in America, you're destined only to have the A1 milk, and pretty well processed too. And at this point, our friend Bill Gates, let's see, we'll turn this off. Yeah, it's a morning, a real cool morning, almost cold morning here in Vrindavan. 20th, yes, it's the 20th of January, 2025. I thought I'd finish this up down here. Everybody's all covered up, but you can see Lord Nrsingadev, Radhanila Madhava, and that is, Vishnupriya Garanga. And that's over here, Seva Kunj. Okay, I'll just finish it up. Okay, so the milk that persons are being given nowadays is so tampered with. It's just incredible. And if you try to give people the real good milk, you're looking for trouble. Australia, some time back, had about 4 men who had made they had asked for a study from England about the A1 and the A2. And they had presented such a beautiful scientific review from England about the difference between A1 and A2 milk. And it's a heavy difference. Okay? So then they convinced many of the people in Australia to change from the regular cow that they were, the pig cow. And breeding with a cow is not unusual. Sahadev and Nakula, the Pandavas, they were expert in breeding cows, because what they would do, they would breed a bull that could pull a big armament. That means there was big steel armaments, because they were breeding the bull, the bullock, to pull those armaments. So they weren't, they were expert in breeding. So some people thought, okay, let's give it more milk. So that's when the idea came from the pig. Now, taking the pig milk separate, you will feel a heavy, hot symptom within the brain, because they're super lusty. They have a potency to digest my stool, they can digest, and nothing happens. There's also lizards. They can digest anything. But if you try to get their digestive juices, you may die. One time, one man was taking a sugarcane juice, and the sugarcane juice, one of the lizards jumped in. How, we don't know. He jumped in. When the person drank, I'm telling you, when he drank half of his glass, he was dead. That is it's not poison. It's just the ability to digest even bones. So, the pig is a very lusty animal, very hot animal, very uncontrolled animal. A good smell. It can smell things deep into the earth. That's how it finds things. There's many good qualities of but the milk is going to be support for the babies to grow up like a good pig. So that is what is in your now A1, your A1 milk. That is what's in there. Please get that into your minds. It's not such an unusual thing. It was done so many thousands of years ago by Sahadev Nakula, more than 7,000 years ago. It's documented and everything. And they didn't do the pig part, but they could crossbreed so many animals and come up with what they wanted. They had the science down. It's not it's a regular science for people that take care of cows, You have to know how many times a bull can impregnate an animal without ruining, because if one bull impregnates one herd for too long, then the herd becomes weak. That's just like one man has sex inside his own family, he makes the family weak. So there has to be a diversity. Let some other bull have some fun. So there's so many things to this. Yeah. So just the point is that these four men, they did make a study. They sent it into England. They did give a response. And they did show that the sugar was different. And that the reaction of the sugar was different. And the men, they did. They convinced many people to abandon the 1A and take over the 2A cows. So they were really so happy and everything. Well, they died. Without notice, they died. But one real close person, he didn't. And he, of course, got the A2 milk out and started propagating it. Of course, this attack, the response of this attack, you don't know how. If somebody responds very heavy, it means that they know that it is a better milk. So the response was very heavy. India asked for uranium-235 to make their, plants, their electrical plants. And they said, okay, I will give you, if you take our powdered milk, the 1A powdered milk, and Amul can distribute it. Now, that's a heavy response to push the 1A. That's a heavy... Now, what was the difficulty? The change over to the 2A, there was no difficulty. Don't think that they were going to lose any money. Already, so many had already switched over to the 2A. So, listen up. It was an attack. It was a heavy attack because they don't want the superiority of the Indian cow. The Indian cow was all over the world. So it's just that they annihilated all over the world except for India. It's a species. It was all over the world. It wasn't an Indian species. It just was, in hieroglyphic, it's on the walls of the, pyramids. So it's not that it was only from India this cow comes from. No, it was from all over the place. So now, they take all this effort. Then what they do is they go to places like in Bengal and they start giving money to poor men and telling them that we'll give you so much money for each shot, artificial impregnation of a cow. Every one that you impregnate, we're going to give you some money. Now, this sets you back. This is a real attack. This isn't a small attack. This is a heavy attack. This shouldn't be even allowed to be spoken by me. It's so heavy an attack. So Australia has taken the effort to bring over kits. Imagine, kits to destroy the lineage of the 2A cow. They already have thought that they've got it all cornered only to India, and now they just want to eliminate them. So also in 1954, see, now look, I looked these things up. I went to the agricultural place in San Diego. I went to the agricultural place in New Delhi, and I sat with one of the bosses. And I said, I want to export a Gir cow to America. And then he told me, this is impossible. We allow only dead cows to go out. And I said, could you please give me the logic behind all that? And he started getting upset because I know the logic. They don't want this I don't even like saying it. I just say Gir. They don't want this Gir lineage to propagate in the whole world. They don't want it to appear in the whole world. They want to just put it into India and then attack India. This is a very potent cow. Just because you don't know, this makes finer brain tissues for human beings. Finer brain tissue means that it can detect things in other spheres, other realms, higher than just your normal day. People, this is a medicine, a human medicine. It's not just something to drink or something like that, but it's human medicine. They don't want it. They don't want you to understand higher things. It's not a small attack. It's hard for me even talk about all these crazy things that they do. So, of course, that was in 1999. And in 1954, they had a huge boat of Gir cow going to America. And that was the last time. Because everybody wanted that Gir cow. Isn't that nice? Yeah, everybody wanted to have that Gir cow. Because that Gir cow is special. Yeah, that Gir cow is special. Even if you go to the Jewish system, the red heifer is not just red heifer, pig red heifer. Come on. The red heifer is actually the Gir. Because the Gir are red, and it's a beautiful red, as you could have seen with that Gir cow that I was patting. That is a special red. But no, they just got some red heifers from the 1A cow, and we're going to offer them up. No, this isn't the way. This isn't the understanding that should be there. This isn't what is meant. Yeah, not some hybrid, not some transgender cow, you know. No, the pure Gir cow is incredible. Her head is so much different. And if a lion comes, because they live mostly in the forest, if a lion comes, the Gir cow, they put their back ends together and they face the lion. They don't run away. And the lion will not attack because he knows that their head is like a piece of iron. And they are very strong. So they have strength. They got a brain protector, a real heavy brain protector. You're not going to get a hemorrhage in your head if you have somebody knocks you out fighting or in football. So many people are getting concussions and so much fractures and everything. Your bones are not being protected by the Gir cow. The Gir cow gives marrow. Marrow is within the bones. Marrow is where the that cellular, the cells, I forget what they're called, the sprouting cells or whatever they are. They're cells that will re-inhabit your body and make you young. Yeah. What is it? Stem cells. The stem cells. Okay, I got a phone call here. I'll take it.